Hi, if you've seen me before, you've probably seen me making these squares that I have been crocheting of the different hermits on the Hermitcraft server. And today I'm going to show you how I use Stitch Fiddle to make charts that you could make literally of any Minecraft skin that you have. So you could make it of your own skin, you could make it of creators' skins that you're fans of. Just another example. And I'm going to show you how to do it. But basically, what you need to know, there are two different sizes that I'm going to be showing you how to make. So this is the large size, which is made of double crochets. It's about 17 inches by 17 inches. And then we also have the small size, which is made of single crochets, and that is this size. It's 7 by 7 inches. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we are going to be using Pearl Skin, Miss Pearlescent Moon, and we're gonna use her skin, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to make a chart. And then you can do it with literally any Minecraft skin using the same technique and, you know, choosing your yarn colors, whatever. But I promise it's easy, you can do it. I'm gonna stop talking. Let's go, let's jump in.
So first we're going to go over how to make the chart for the smaller square, which is 7 by 7 inches and made of single crochet. And then we're going to go into making the double crochet chart. First thing you are going to do is go to stitchfiddle.com and you will click create new. And you're going to choose crochet. Then you're going to choose crochet colorwork. Typically for this project, I have been working with the Hobby Rainbow 8 and 8, but you can search and they have almost every, like I've never found them not having a yarn. They have like every yarn in their database and it's super cool. And then empty from my own design. And for the grid size, 32 by 32. And once again, this is for making the chart for the smaller square that works up to be 7 by 7 inches that is made of single crochets. So then you're going to hit create chart and it'll bring you to this. And here it shows a bunch of random colors that it just put on. But what I'm going to do now actually is open up my page that has Pearl's skin on it. When you look at this skin, you can see that it's a grid because it's Minecraft, right? So like there's a bunch of squares. And if you were to grid this out, it ends up being 8 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we look at the chart over here, each square correlates to 4 by 4 squares here. So for example, I don't think this is the right color, but I'll update this in a second. But this right here would be the bottom left square right here on Pearl's skin, right? So basically what you're going to do is pick out a yarn color that best matches each color in these squares and just fill it in. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my yarn colors in real life first because I like to look at them first, and then I'm going to show you how to add colors here. Okay, so I went through the yarns, picked out the colors that I think I'm going to use. Now I'm going to start adding the colors to my palette. But first I am going to click here on the palette and I'm just going to get rid of the ones it already has because I don't want them. Okay, so we're going to start by adding the colors we want. So first I'm going to add the browns. So you go to add a yarn color. Again, add a yarn color right here. So I have color 008 in front of me. And when I do these charts, I have a symbol that I correlate with each color just based off my own little chart so that I can keep track because it makes the chart easier to read, in my opinion. And, you know, some people are colorblind and, you know, there's other things too. So some people, you just, you know, helps see the difference. Then I'm going to add my next color. Once again, I have a few browns to add. And I choose a symbol for it because I like to choose a symbol. And basically I'm going to go through and add every color that I think I'm going to want to use on this chart. And then I will meet you back here once I've added them all. But it's just the same thing over and over again. Just adding the color you want, adding the symbol, and then eventually I'll have a full palette. Okay, so I have my little yarn library full of all the yarns I want to use. So now I'm literally just going to work square by square, choosing which color matches which square, and just it's like a fun little coloring game now. So the bottom left square right here is pink. So I'm going to use the pink color, and if you choose draw stitches, you can just choose a little square at a time, fill it in. Or you could always use this tool, which is a select tool, and you could fill in a lot more at once, right? So I know, okay, the bottom right here, that's going to be the darkest brown. I have to choose the colors, which is hard sometimes because yarn colors don't exactly match up. So it's never going to be perfect, but you just have to make what you think is the best decision. And then for the skin color, I like this one. I'm choosing the select tool. I just do this, fill with 3, and boom. Okay, so I'm going to continue using the dark brown all the way up to here. I know this is like different, but this is the lightest brown. So these are going to be what I consider to be the darkest browns, and then these will be the mid-range browns. And I think that'll make it look the most pearly pop. So let's start by doing this, and we'll go there. Yeah, okay. And do the same on the other side. That. Okay, now the eyes. Do the whites of the eyes first. So I go ahead, select white, select more. The annoying part is that it resets every time, like the select tool. I don't know if there's a way to change that. I'm not really tech savvy, so I normally just leave everything how it is, like meant to be, so they don't ruin it. Okay, the light blue, once again, colors are not going to be perfect, but they're what we have, so we work with what we have. And you say, I think someone would be able to recognize it. So I'm just going to continue working on this chart, and I'll do a little timey lapse maybe. Okay, so I just finished making this chart. Now I'm going to stare at it and decide if I hate it or love it. I know it looks a little funky. I think it's because of the numbers, but I have faith this will look good when I make it in real life. But before I do that, I'm going to make the bigger version of the chart now. And it's a lot easier now that I've made this because I'm literally just going to make this in a bigger form. First, I always do this just because it bothers me, which is there's a no stitch one. I just get rid of that because then it's all clean and I like that. Anyway, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to open up a new Stitch Fiddle tab. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to create the double crochet chart, which makes the 17 by 17 square. So I'm going to create new, crochet color work, using the same yarn that I have been using, which is the Hobby Rainbow, empty, and the size is 64 by 32. Great chart. And now when we get in here, it doesn't look exactly how you want it to look because we're working double crochets, right? So we're going to go to edit, chart settings, title, layout. And then we're going to go to size, okay? And you're just gonna copy what I do. So I'm gonna put a 4 under stitch count width, and then I'm gonna put a 2 for height stitch count. That is it, and then I'm going to press apply. Perfect. So now the chart looks like this, which is much nicer because they're now rectangles which represent the double crochet, whereas the other chart is the single crochet, so they're squares. So anyway, the cool thing about this, when I get on here, I'm going to just delete all the yarn colors. Whatever, don't need those. Okay, sorry, I need that one apparently. So you're going to go to edit yarn colors, more actions, import from other chart, And because I have the pearlescent moon chart that I already made, which is currently this untitled one, because I didn't title it, import now, save, and now all the colors are here. So I don't have to redo them, re-add them. So the thing about this chart is instead of each 4x4 be each square, this chart it's actually a 8x4, so 8 across, 4 high. While you're working on this, if you look at the top right here, it actually says how much you have highlighted, so you can make sure that you have the right amount highlighted and you don't have to like count each time. That's what I use when I'm working on it. If you watch up here while I'm like highlighting, it changes. So watch again. If I go right here, and then you could see it changing. See? So then I know when I'm at 8x4 that I'm at the right size that I want for a square, fill it in, and then I'm literally just going to copy the single crochet chart that I already made into the double crochet chart. And let me just title that too. So to title your chart, you just go here. You just click on untitled. Pearlescent moon double crochet. So now I'm literally just going to copy this chart over, but instead of the 4x4 squares, it's 8x4 rectangles. And I'm just going to do that the whole way through, and I will see you when they're completed. Okay, so I just finished copying the chart, and I think it looks perfect. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to close this. I'm going to save it. Now I have 2 perfect charts that I can work from. Obviously, I'm going to work on the double crochet one next because I need to make purl for the blanket that I'm working on. But you can literally do this with any Minecraft skin because every skin is a grid already, so it's really, really easy. I know the charts look funky. You have to trust your color selection and trust that it'll look good when you work it up. So yeah, you literally just work it up like any other tapestry crochet. You just use this chart, and it's really cool. I think Stitch Fiddle makes it super easy. There are different options on how to save this or download this or print this, and I think some of them are based off whether or not you pay, but either way, you can still make this chart and just like screenshot it, you know? So I'm going to go work on crocheting this up, and I will catch up with you all and show it to you when I'm done. So I went ahead and started crocheting my day away. It took me a while. I'm not gonna lie, my hands have been starting to hurt a little bit, but it's okay. I made sure to take plenty of breaks as I crocheted Miss Pearly Pop because she is turning out better than I expected. Every time it gets me, because every time I'm like, the chart, I don't know, it looks a little funky. But then here I finish. I'm cutting off the final pieces of yarn. Now I need to weave in my ends though, because I don't weave in as I go. I weave them all in at the end, and then I have a really fun time, and I'm definitely not at all upset about it, and my posture doesn't get bad when I'm weaving in ends. The final pearlescent moon square. It's so beautiful. It turned out better than I thought it would, honestly. I'm very proud of it. And I hope you like it too, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment below if you have any questions on how to use Stitch Fiddle or anything else.